Alright, time to insert the record into the database. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna pass in all this information into the setter methods of a sales record object. That also means that we have to create and instantiate a sales record object. So let's do that in the else statement. Here we go. We instantiate the sales record object. Got the migraine. And my pain will range from up, down, and sideways. Thank God it's Friday, cause Fridays will always be better than Sundays, cause Sundays are my suicide days. I don't know why they always seem so dismal. Thunderstorms, cloud, snow, and a slight drizzle. So that's the sales record object. So we'll have to say sales record dot set invoice number. That's the first thing. And NetBeans is gonna put the invoice number for me. Then I'm gonna say sales record dot set description, and NetBeans is smart enough to put the description there for me. And I'm gonna say sales record dot set price sold. Again, I expect the price sold to be there, and then sales record dot set customer name, and of course the customer name goes there as well. So now that we've set all the fields that we're required to set in the invoice in the sales record, then we now have to call this method to insert sales record. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna say if sales DAO dot insert record. We have to use an if statement because the insert record is a boolean tell us true that that's inserted it successfully. So if that's true, what we're gonna do is what we were planning to do over here. So simply make a beep and then tell the user your record was inserted successfully. Okay. Alright, so now we are having a compilation error here because we have an unreported exception, SQL exception, that must be caught or declared to be thrown. So we have to catch an SQL exception because we are doing JDBC stuff here. So I would like to catch it below here. SQL exception. Now we'll take a week to check a bit back away. Oops. Am I the only one I know? Raging my words behind my face and above my throat. Shadows will scream that I'm alone. But I know we made it this far. Yeah. Made it this far. She asked me, son, when I grow old, will you buy me a house of gold? And when your father is Egyptian, will you take care of me? She asked me, son, error message. Alright, I think I mistakenly choose the wrong method because we don't need up to 5 arguments. This one is enough for us. Okay, if we're expecting SQL exception and if any SQL exception is thrown, I think we need to make use of that exception by spitting out the stack trace, because an SQL exception is a serious
case, unlike these ones which are for validation, the user can still, survive the application, or so the application can survive these ones, but this one is a serious crash. So for us developers, we need to print the stack trace. So let's spit out the stack trace using the system's error output. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's how to insert a sales record into the database. I think it's time for us to test this app. So we must have had it running already, so let's quit it from running. So let's run the app and test one sales record. So I click on run. So I can click on add record, and here I have an invoice number generated. So the description, I want to sell toy train. The price sold is, let's say, 15,000. 15,000 for toy train, that will be too expensive. So I want to sell it to Sammy Energy. Then I click on save. The record was inserted successfully. Alright, so of course, don't expect the record to appear here. We haven't written a program to make it appear here yet, but we will do that. But for now, let's verify to be sure that that record has been inserted successfully. So I'm gonna close this. Now, for us to check whether the record has been inserted successfully, let's go over to services in NetBeans and then connect to our embedded database. So it's connecting, and now we are connected. Then we can go to the app, go to tables, go to sales records. Alright, so time for us to query the sales record. I'm gonna right click on sales record and say view data, and expect to see that record. Here it is. Here's the invoice number, the toy train, the price sold is 5,000, and the customer name is Savvy Energy. Just exactly what I entered. So you can see here, and that, friends, is a very nice job. Okay, that's nice for us to be able to write this program to insert that record successfully. Now also, we've not tested the validation code, so it's time for us to test this validation code as well. But before we do that, let's disconnect from this server and then come back here and then run this app and test this validation to be sure that users are not going to impute invalid values. So if I come over here and click add record, you will see that the invoice number has incremented. That code we wrote over here, let's go back to that code. That invoice number generator, to generate invoice number, which did this. So this is the code that is actually taking effect now, because this one will pick the last invoice number and increment it by 1. So that one is actually taking effect. So let's go back here and let's try to save without filling these forms and see what will happen. So you can see this is the validation taking effect. Please type in a valid number for the price. Okay, so if I type in, let's say, an invalid number, like that's an invalid number, I click on save. It says please type in a valid number. So if I type in something like, let's say, 8,000, that's a valid number. I click on save. Now it's talking about another thing. Please enter the sales record description. So let's say I want to buy blue gown. Okay, so the customer name is Linda Maxwell. Just brought that up, so I'm gonna click on save. Okay, let me not put the customer name, and let's validate that one too. Assuming the customer name is empty and you click on save, you can see it says please enter the customer name. Then we have to enter someone, and if we click on save, the record was inserted successfully. It closes that. So our code, we believe, is working properly. Again, if you go to services, right click and connect to the database. Open up the app and the tables, view the data. You're gonna see that the second record has been inserted successfully. So that's it for this video, and on the next video we're gonna do something else, but I don't really have much idea, but we're gonna work on the app anyway and do something because we are not done with the app. Probably, I think let me check. In the next video we need to, we are done with adding a sales record. Maybe on the next video we should work on displaying the records in the database, and when you add a new record, you should also reload this table and update it. So that's what we should work on the next video. So I hope you found this informative, and I hope you subscribe and check out our website. So see you on the next video.